Everyone, welcome you all for the lecture video session on module 5. Here we are discussing about sampling theory. So in this session we shall discuss about students T distribution. So it is then a special case of sampling distribution, and in this session we shall also see how exactly the students T distribution has been used to solve and come to a conclusion with respect to the sample. So now, here there is one thing that we need to remember. We whatever the samples that we consider here, which will be a small samples, means the size of the sample will be less than or equal to 30. The test of significance, more small samples only we are going to discuss here. So test of significance, here the new terminology which we has been introduced to understand the concept better is degree of freedom. So what is this degree of freedom is? The number of degrees of freedom is usually denoted as capital letter B, which is the number of values in the set which may be assigned arbitrarily. Or we also can be interpret this as it is the number of independent values generated by the sample of small size for estimating the population parameter. So that is called as the degree of freedom. So now let us see what a student's T distribution is. So this T distribution is used when the sample size is less than or equal to 30. So the student's T distribution is used only for the small samples. And the population standard deviation will be unknown to us. In such cases only the student's T distribution is used. So even in the examination, you observe the sample given, and if the sample size is less than 30 and the standard deviation is not known, only in this cases you can use this student's T distribution. So here the T, what is this T statistics is? It is defined as modulus of T, which is equal to mod of x bar minus mu by s into square root of n. So mu is the mean of the population, x bar is mean of the sample, and s is the standard error, and n is the size of the sample. So here x bar is simple mean, so which is defined as 1 by n into summation I varies from 1 to n into xi, and s square here is the sample variance, which is 1 by n minus 1 into summation I is equal to 1 to n xi minus x bar whole square, which is the simple sample variance. And V is the degree of freedom, which is always n minus 1, degree of freedom of T, and mu is the population mean. So with this, so there are few things that we need to remember before we get into the problem. We can take them as important points. So here the value of T for the given degree of freedom from the table of standard values. So there is an T distribution table where the table will be having the degree of freedom in the column, and the next column we will also have the values or at standard level of significance. So that is at 0.05, 0.01, other cases also will be there in the table. That table which we will be using while working out the problem, and that table is called as T distribution table. So from that table there are the few things which we importantly use is if the value of T is greater than T value at 5% level of significance, that is 0.05. So this T 0.05 is nothing but T at 5% level of significance from the table, that is the referred value. So in mod T, that is an evaluated value. If evaluated value is greater than the tabulated value, or that the value which has been standard value, the difference between x bar and mu is said to be significant at 5% level of significance. If the evaluated value is more than the tabulated value at 5% level of significance, then the difference in the mean of the sample and the population mean is significant at 5% level of significance. The same if at 1% level of significance, if the evaluated value is more than the tabulated value at 1% level of significance, then the difference between the sample mean and the population mean is said to be significant at 1% level of significance. So this is at 5% and this is at 1%. So if mod T is less than the table values at a certain level of significance, it is general case here. So here it is specifically 5%. Here it is specifically at 1%. So the degree of freedom is something else and the significance level is also something else. In such cases, this third case is very, very useful. So if mod t is less than the table values at certain level of significance, the data is used said to be conformal or consistent with the hypothesis that mu is the mean of population. So this is the things we need to remember. And the confidence limits for the population mean mu, population mean, which is at 95% of confidence limits, mu is given by the expansion x bar plus or minus s by square root of n t 0.05. And at 99% of confidence limits for mu, the formula is x bar plus or minus s by root n into t 0.01, where the confidence limits are also called here as, with respect to the student distribution, it is also called as fiducial limits. So maybe in the question, it will be the fiducial limits are given by. So don't get confused. It is nothing but the confidence limits itself. So this is the table of student t distribution. You can see it has been given here. So usually in the examination or in the internals, the question will be given and the referral values, what you obtain from the table also will be given as a hint. So if in case it is not given, only then you need to use the t distribution table. You can see here, this is the degree of freedom and this is at the confidence limits. Okay. So we are evaluating at 5% level of significance. So that is 0.05. So for example, the degree of freedom is given as 5 and so evaluate the t distribution value at 5% level of significance. Then so first vertically move down, get 5, that is the degree of freedom which is given in the problem, and move horizontally till you get 5% significance level. So here is the 5%, that is at 0.05. The value of t which from the table is 2.015 at degree of freedom 5. So if the degree of freedom is 10, then at 5% level of significance it is 1.812. Likewise, the same degree of freedom 5, but at 1% level of significance it is 3.365. Same 10 degree of freedom at 1% level of significance, the value is going to be 2.764. So in your syllabus, majority, most of the time we are using 5% and 1%. Only in other cases we are using all these standard limits are at the significance levels, but here it is only 5% and 1%. So this is how you have to use this table to find the t values from the distribution table. So now let us work out the problems. So find students t for the following variable values in the sample of 8, minus 4, minus 2, minus 2, 0, 2, 2, 3, 3, taking the universe to be 0, mean of the universe to be 0. So taking the mu of the universe to be 0. So here let us find out the solution. It has asked us to evaluate t alone. So consider the formula for t. The t formula is given by x bar minus mu by s into square root of n. So what is x bar? It is to be evaluated. Mu is given as 0. The mean of the universe is given as 0. So we can note it down. And n is the sample size. The number of elements in the sample is 8. So now let us evaluate x bar first and then later we can substitute it in this formula to get the required answer. So what is the formula for x bar? X bar is 1 by n into summation I varies from 1 to n xi. So I takes the values from 1 to 8 here. So 1 by denominator, this 1 by n, that is 1 by 8. So x1 is minus 4, x2 is minus 2, x3, x4, x5, x6, x7 and x8. Sum of all these things. You can see very well, plus 2, minus 2, minus 2 and plus 2 gets cancelled. So minus 4 plus 6 gives you 2 and 2 by 8 gives you 1 by 4, which is nothing but 0.25. So x bar value is 0.25. So now observe your expansion for t. So we know the value of, we have found the value of x bar. Mu is given, s to be evaluated, and then n value we know. So now let us find s and then we can get substitute and get the answer. So s is nothing but the standard deviation, which we cannot obtain directly. So first we have to evaluate the variance. On taking the square root we can get the standard deviation. So S square formula is 1 by n minus 1 summation I varies from 1 to n xi minus x bar whole square. So 1 by n minus 1, n is 8 and 8 minus 1 is 7. So xi is x1, so you can, I takes the values from 1 to 8. So when I give I is equal to 1, it is x1 minus x bar. X bar is the standard value, so we will write this as x bar value, which we have evaluated as in the earlier side. The x bar value is 0.25. So since x bar value is 0.25, here x1 minus 0.25 whole square plus x2 minus 0.25 whole square and so on till x8 minus 0.25 whole square. So when we evaluate them, we get minus 4.25, minus 2.25, minus 2.25. The square is there for all the terms, minus 0.25 and 1.75, 1.75, 2.75 and 2.75. Square is there for all the terms. So when we simplify this, S square happens to be 7.07 and yes, square root of that is 2.66. So now whatever the values which were required to evaluate the value of t, we have found them. Now we can substitute it in the formula for t. X bar is 0.25, mu is 0 and s is 2.66 into square root of 8. When we simplify, we get the value of t as 0.266. It was just asked us to evaluate the value of t and we have done this. So now let us see another example. A certain stimulus administered to each of the 12 patients resulted in the following change in the blood pressure. 5, 2, 8, minus 1, 3, 0, 6, minus 2, 1, 5, 0, 4. Can it be calculated that the stimulus will be increase the blood pressure? Can it be calculated that the stimulus will be increasing the blood pressure? So this is what is the question. So what we have to find here exactly? We have to say, can it be calculated the stimulus will be the increase in the blood pressure? So now again, t to be evaluated, the formula for t is x bar minus mu by s into square root of n. So here x bar to be evaluated, s to be evaluated first. So sample size is 12. Okay. So x bar here is equal to 1 by n summation I varies from 1 to n xi. How many values of I are there? So it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 and 12. So there are 12 patients. So I varies from 1 to 12. So 1 by 12 into sum of the x values. So 5 plus 2 plus 8 minus 1 plus 3, 0, 6 minus 2 plus 1, 5 plus 0 plus 4. And when we simplify this, we get the value as 2.5833, which is the mean of the sample. So S square is obtained by 1 by n minus 1 summation I varies from 1 to n xi minus x bar whole square. So n here is 12, 12 minus 1 is 11. So when we simplify this, x1 minus x bar value is 2.588. So x1 minus 2.58 whole square, x2 minus 2.58 whole square, likewise till x12 minus 2.58 whole square gives us this value, and on simplifying we get s square as 9.5379, which implies s is equal to 3.0833. So t, the formula is this. Let us substitute it, and t here is here mu value. Let us suppose that the stimulus administration is not accompanied with increase in the blood pressure. It means that the mu is 0. So mu can be considered as 0, and these two values we have evaluated, and substituting and simplifying we get t is equal to 2.201. So hence the statement which was given, the hypothesis is rejected at 5% level of significance, because we can play with 95% of confidence that the customer list in the general is accompanied with increase in the blood pressure. On using the stimuli, the increase in the blood pressure is happening, and that statement is we have accepted that at 95% of the hypothesis is rejected at 5% level of significance. Okay, so now let us see another example. The weight of 10 people of a locality are happens to be 70, 67, 62, 68, 61, 68, 70, 64 and 64, 66 kilos. It is reasonable to believe that the average weight of the people of the locality is greater than 64 kilos. Test for 5% level of significance, that is T 0.05 is 2.26. So this is what you have to obtain from the table, but here it has been given in the problem itself, which you can use it directly. So now, in order to evaluate the value of t, as per the formula, we know we need the value of x bar and we need the value of mu, and I also need the value of s. So let us evaluate x bar first. The formula is this: 1 by n summation I varies from 1 to n xi. So 10, n is 10, and sum of all the values of x. So given as 70, 67, 62, 68, 61, 68, 70, 64, 64 and 66. So divide by 10 gives us 2.5833. So s square value is, some formula is 1 by n minus 1. I varies from 1 to n, xi minus x bar whole square. So n is 10 and minus 1 is 9. So x1 minus 2.58 whole square. If we proceed like that, it is 4 square, 1 square, minus 4 square, 2 square, 5 square, 2 and this. Okay, so now s square is equal to 10 and s is equal to 3.1623. So s value is happened to be this, and we could get the required values, and it is given in the problem itself that the average weight of the people in the locality is 64. So mu is 64. So t is x bar minus mu by s into square root of n. 66 minus 64 is 3.1623 into square root of 10. So when we simplify this, which is 1.999, which is less than the observed value from the table. T at 0.05 is 2.26 and the obtained value is 1.9. So 1.9 is less than 2.26. Therefore, the hypothesis is accepted. And there is a small correction here. This value is 64. So x bar value is x bar value is 66. So here you can make it as 66, and average weight, that is mu, is given as 64. So with this corrections you can proceed to found the value. T happens to be 1.99 and observed value t value at 5% level of significance is 2.26. So the evaluated value is less than the tabulated value. Hence the hypothesis is accepted at 5% level of significance. So what is the hypothesis then? It is not reasonable to believe that the average weight of the people of the locality is greater than 64 kilos. So this is how we need to work out the problems on the sampling theory with students' t distribution.